Hi, good morning. Just going to give you a quick little PSA this morning, something that's on my mind. I hope you had a great weekend, wonderful Passover and Easter weekend. It's interesting for some of you who know me or know me, on a personal level, know that something that my family, members of my family have struggled with for a long time, certain family members, is depression. Depression and just mental illness in general, bipolar, different things. And, more and more people are coming to light that also suffer from this. And it has nothing to do with an educational bias. It's not a classist thing. It does not discriminate. It does not care if you are male or female, if you're a perfect little Stepford wife, if you're an older person, if you're rich and powerful and have the best education at your disposal and are incredibly successful, if you're a younger person, college age, whatever. Don't let it lapse. Don't ignore it. Give it a voice, give it validation, and talk to somebody about it. I can tell you that even in my own life, and this is something that I've never struggled with. So I was around it my whole life because of, a close family member who has dealt with it always. And so it was just kind of, well, that's her, and she's the one with mental illness, and she's the one who's depressed, and she's bipolar, and she's all of these other things. And so it's easy to just, throw a medicinal sword in her direction. And I'm noticing in my life, and, even people that my husband knows, it just doesn't matter who you are. If this is something you suffer from on any level, at any time, for any reason, there doesn't need to be a trigger. Nothing has to happen in order for you to experience this. And if you do, just reach out to someone. Like I said a few minutes ago, or started to tell you, even in my own life, I experienced this on a smaller level. Even a few weeks ago, I was just in a daze, in like a fog, and I couldn't shake it. And there was nothing in particular that was wrong, but something wasn't right. And it's so easy to say, or to be dismissive and say, well, it's just an off day, or you need to go to the gym more, which would be something I would tell myself. Well, you need to exercise more. You need to be thinner. I don't know how much thinner I can be, but you need to do this. Or there is no reason, logically, there is no reason for you to feel anything but joy and gratitude and appreciation, because your life is pretty perfect. So, any notion of feeling otherwise, you need to just squelch that, nip it in the bud. It does not pertain to you. There is no excuse for it for you. So just drop it. And depression just doesn't work that way. And, fortunately, I'm feeling a lot better, and it was something that just sort of passed. But, for goodness sakes, I'm almost 50, and I had never experienced it. Some people live with it every day on some level, and it isn't always an easy fix. And it's something that's even more insidious than a gaping wound to your head, because you can't just slap a Band-Aid on it and all is well. Or even with some other sickness whereby there is... it's obvious to everyone. If you're diabetic and you're weak and you collapse, you fall, oh, okay, there's a situation that needs to be addressed immediately. And with, depression on any level, or feelings of anxiety and just, hopelessness, or lethargy, or in a number of different forms, actually. But if you're experiencing that, talk to someone who knows you well, who really is around you and knows all of your quirks and your strengths and your assets, and will is a safe place for you to land, you know, someone that you can confide in and trust will not judge you or just try to fix you, but will listen and embrace and be objective. Like, no, I don't think this is what's happening. Or, yeah, maybe, you know, this is what I'm noticing in your behavior or something that just doesn't seem right. But that it is coming from a place of love because you're kind of a big deal to them and their life would never be the same if you weren't there. So anyway, you know, just had a few instances of either close to me or people in the periphery or people that my husband know or that friends know or that relatives know. And it touches so many lives. And it's so random. And because of that, sometimes it's difficult to diagnose and it's difficult to even put a voice to for yourself. So I just kind of wanted to throw that out there. You know, even I look back at the blogs and some of the posts that I had over the past couple of weeks. And I'm like, this is not who I normally am. Fighting so hard to be joyful, seeking so hard for answers, and not naturally being chipper and in a good place, because normally I'm really goofy and all is pretty right with the world, and I'm, you know, grateful and happy and clumsy, and I trip over steps and I drop things, and you know, that's when I'm healthy. But being withdrawn and not even anxious, but just kind of shy and detached, those were the signs for me, because that's not my normal MO, really. And, you know, my husband, and the reason that this even came up is because my husband and I were having this conversation about somebody that he knows and, you know, somebody else that, regardless of the association. And we were talking about the fact that it just doesn't matter. And with my own family, it was like, oh, well, clearly this is the person who suffered from this. And, you know, this has happened and that's happened in our life, and this laundry list of events and things. And, like I said, I mean, it was so easy to just, you know, send her to the, you know, sacrificial altar of, psychiatry, right? And it doesn't always look like that. And, you know, sometimes it's that professional, that successful person, and you think, what the hell? What is that about? Or that great looking young person, you know, male or female. And that's another thing. The people that my husband and I were talking about were not females. It was not a midlife female thing. It was not a hormonal thing. And it doesn't have to be. So, I don't know. If you know of anyone in your life and something just doesn't seem the way it normally has, reach out and talk to them and at least let them know that they are on your radar and that you care, and that if they need someone to talk to, that they can safely come to you, and that you will not judge on any level, but that you'll just care and then ask how you can help. How can you support them and encourage them? You know, is it a matter of going somewhere with them, or just talking, or telling them a knock-knock joke? I mean, I don't know. But if they're close to you, you can take certain steps without encroaching upon their privacy, but still doing so from a place of sincerity and love, and they will thank you. And if you are that person, talk to somebody. Reach out. Don't be alone. You don't ever have to be alone. You never have to be alone. Because even when you think that, oh, everybody's got their own lives and they're busy, yes, and you're part of their life. So don't forget that. You matter. Everybody matters. You matter. And without you, or without that person, there would be a giant hole. There'd be a giant void. So just be aware of that. I'll let you go. Have a glorious week. And That's all I wanted to say. So talk to you soon. Bye.